Think about every time you've had a dream in your life, or you were about to do something and never did it. It's crazy how different your life would be. You might be a millionaire, you might have your dream body, you might have the girl or guy of your dream, but most of us miss out on our true potential because we don't dare to do. Whether it's out of fear, out of time, out of laziness, most of us can think about doing things for years without ever actually doing anything. And social media only makes this worse. You can scroll through video after video with some guy telling you how to get rich quick, or somebody else saying, oh, if you work out like me, you can have a body like this. And you get a little bit of a dopamine rush in your head. Because the way social media works is it's just streaming you with content and thinking you're achieving something when you've actually done nothing. And if you took away all that time you were spending on social media and actually did it, then your life would be very different. I used to be a thinker, a dreamer. And when you start out in this mindset, you firstly believe it's down to luck. You'll see somebody successful and you'll be like, oh, they only got there because they knew that person, or oh, they only got there because they got that lucky break, and maybe my luck will come around, so I'll just wait for it. But the truth is, the luck doesn't come around. You need to work for it. The most successful people in the world have spent thousands of hours mastering their craft just to get to this point. So if you think luck's going to get you there, you are very mistaken. And that's why you have to change your mindset into becoming a doer. And the thing is, you can spend ages thinking about the things you're going to do with your life and all the great things you're going to achieve. But if you think about it, it's never going to turn out the way you expect. Just doing it is the only way you can figure out the outcome. And any sort of thinking is just a guess of what might happen. So the only way you can know for sure is if you try and if you do it. Nowadays, I've definitely turned into more of a doer, and it has made my life so much better. And coming from somebody who used to be a thinker, I'm going to give you the best advice to get into this mindset. And hopefully we can all achieve our dreams. But I will warn you, it will break a lot of your core beliefs. So if you're prepared, let's get into it. So the first thing you need to believe is that there is no luck. Obviously, luck is a real thing, but imagine a world where luck didn't exist and you had to work for everything you owned, and you started at zero. You started with nothing. How would you survive? Obviously, thinking's important because you want to pick the best things to use your time doing. But if you're not doing anything, you're just going to starve, or you're going to be homeless. And if I was on the verge of starving or being homeless, I definitely wouldn't be thinking. I'd be doing everything in my power to not do that. You wouldn't even dream about wasting that time. And that's the kind of mindset you've got to get into, this sort of starvation mindset where every move you make could be your last. And that's what successful people talk about when they say you have to find the hunger. The hunger is you've got to be so focused on what you want to do that you need to act like if you do not do that thing, you will starve. Most successful people would rather starve than be complacent because they are either chasing their dreams and completing them or starving along the way. There's no other option. And if you have that level of dedication, you will eventually make it. It's just a matter of time. So now that you've got that hunger, you need to learn how to act on it. And the easiest way I've figured out to act on big dreams is the saying, think big, act small. Rome wasn't built in a day. Warren Buffett didn't have billions land in his pocket overnight. And The Rock wasn't always jacked. They had big goals and big ambitions, but they took daily actions to get them there. You can't climb a mountain in one step. You've got to work your way up it. Write down one thing you really want to do with your life and then start thinking about what actions you can take in a day that will get you closer to that goal. Even if it's really minor at the start, it doesn't matter because we're just trying to get you into the habit of doing. So if you want to go to the gym, even just one workout a week is enough because at least you're doing something and you just have to stay consistent with it. But I always think that if you really want to achieve something in a reasonable amount of time, starting out with, you should be doing something every 2 days or every 3 days because that keeps the consistency up and it actually builds that habit, because once a week doesn't really get you closer and it will take you a long time. So 2 to 3 times a week doing some actions, or every day if you have the time for it, because obviously everybody has a different situation, but the quickest time you can do it consistently is better. The hardest part about doing is getting started. If you can just get through the initial pain of starting, it makes everything else so much easier, because all of these big goals you want to achieve are exponential. So the rewards are going to be very small at the start, and that's the really hard bit, and that's why people always stop. You need to be content with doing it every day like a robot until the reward starts stacking up, because it is all exponential. It will go like this eventually. Now, the final step is probably the most important out of everything I mentioned so far, and it is a game changer for your mindset and results. Funnily enough, it's actually the easiest thing to do if you're already a thinker. What you need to do is analyze and change. Every time you're learning something new, say you're uploading a YouTube video or writing a program, some software, or in the gym hitting some weights, every time you finish your task for the day, look back at it and think, how could I make this 1% better? And the reason I'm picking 1% is because it's super easy to hit. Anybody can make themselves 1% better daily. It can literally just be changing one thing slightly, like maybe better form in the gym, or maybe trying to write your code more efficiently, or whatever it might be. Just make yourself 1% better every day. In the book Atomic Habits, they talk about how 1% a day adds up to about 37 times better in a year. So imagine if you did that for 5 years, you'd be so much better at whatever skill or goal you're trying to hit. Just the key advice is pick something actionable that you can actually improve physically next time you do the task, because it will make the progress so much better and you'll feel rewarded after every session. If you've got that hunger, think big, act small, and improve by 1% every day, you will hit your goals in the next decade, max. Probably before then if you're really consistent, but I hope this video has helped, and I hope you all hit your goals. Please, in the comments below, tell me what you're trying to achieve for the end of this year or maybe next year, because I'd really like to know. If you like these videos, think about subscribing, and as always, take one step a day towards your goals.